Yeah, I mean, the goal for this band is really, all I want to do is to be able to write good music and play it and perform it with my friends and just keep writing and keep recording. And the good thing about this band is that we're we're self-reliant. We do all our recordings here in the studio that I work at. And we get to be, we get to take our time and be creative, and I think that's what makes us such a good band, is that we do everything ourselves. We don't really rely on anybody to produce our own stuff. That sounds amazing. Alright, let's just hear the second chorus. The toms are really round. They're not. They're really quite large. I'm not going to have them too loud in the mix. They're just going to be there. If you stay on that for ages. When we started out, I mean, in a way, it was a lot easier to write songs when we first started out, because the songs I was writing weren't really getting across to an audience. So it was really I was really writing songs for me, and that was really good. And then after you put out a CD and you get a bit of a following, you kind of, half the time you're kind of thinking, what, you know, you're always kind of questioning what you're doing. Are people going to get this? Do they like this? And then you're kind of thinking, well, you know, we want to get it out to a bigger audience, so you're kind of thinking about, well, maybe you should write stuff that's a bit more commercial to get some radio play and stuff like that. I think that's when you really shoot yourself in the foot, is when you start looking at, you know, what other people want. And I've been right through that. I've done that on a few different occasions, just kind of thinking about more about what's going to sound good as a final product for other people, rather than for doing it for your own reasons. But I think we're coming back more that way. I've learned my lesson in that it actually is very unsatisfying doing it for other people. And the best music you write is music you think that no one's ever going to hear anyway.
We've recorded half of it and it's really great, so this is one of the new songs of it. This is called Polly. Polly, I don't want to touch your skin. Show me all the countries where you've been. If you said yes, I'd give up.
As a group, we've known each other for a long time, and I guess playing with such good friends and good musicians, it's obviously going to evolve. So we've developed as a group, and it just keeps getting better and better.
From most of the vibe that we get when we play, it's really the emotional connection of the fans. They seem to relate to the songs really well, and it just kind of gets them in a place where they're perhaps familiar.
We're pretty well respected. I mean, we haven't had massive coverage or anything, but I mean, we've had radio play with Triple J, Triple M, FBI.
We've released 2 EPs. First one being Rue de Samad back in 2002, and the last one being Catacombs, which was released July of 2004. When we put them to radio, received really well across FBI, especially being great supporters of what we do.
I mean, all the press that we've got's always been really good press, with Drum Media and Bragg and Revolver and all those guys. I think they like what we're doing.
Biggest achievement for the band was definitely winning the Australian Live Music Award, which is out of all the bands in Australia, like you're represented for that state. We won that, and that was like the biggest thrill you could ask for, especially being like an unsigned band. The Music Oz Awards, being nominated for a few awards and taking away the Producer Award, which is really good, because it really reflected, it wasn't about image or publicity, it was just about music, like people actually listening to music, which was, you know, ultimately, which is the most important thing.
Bands we've supported have really ranged from the likes of Speedstar through to Missy Higgins.
Sarah Blasco and The Church and Missy Higgins, motor race, 78 Saab, Lotel.
We are from Sydney, so played every club in Sydney for the last 5 years. Toured down Tasmania, Canberra, Melbourne, Brisbane, regional Australia.
I'd like to be playing a lot more music to a lot more people, and perhaps even playing overseas, which would be really, really great. Just need the opportunity to do it.
Just thought, like, business.
Like it's good before, like how you were outlining the chord, like bottom half, top half. That was kind of cool.
You can say things with music and do things in music that you don't get to normally do in real life. I think I'd be crazy if I wasn't playing music. But in saying that, I mean, I've sacrificed a lot to get here today. I've sacrificed a lot of good jobs and a lot of weekends, to play music. I think it's the only thing on the planet that everybody needs every day. But it's not a food or a shelter or a love thing. It's just people need music to get through their day. And I know that I'm one of those people, and I know the rest of the band all feel the same way. And it's actually a really special thing to be actually able to create music, because it actually feels even better to not just to listen to music to make yourself feel something, but to actually create music to make yourself and other people feel something. That's what it's about. It's actually about expressing yourself and creating something that was never there before. You actually own this, and it makes you really proud.
Thanks so much.